connected to directly through your IoT port, or they can be deployed remotely. All this data, either they can go through a gateway, or the data can go directly on the cloud. So the sensors company, what they make data, they develop sensors, and they make it based on a data protocol and a network protocol. So the network protocol, they are they are typically a short distance. Either is a Zigbee protocol, or it can be a Bluetooth, that can be a Wi-Fi, or that can be a long distance data protocols such as a GPRS. And you also have a data. You also have a network protocol based on RF, radio frequency 900 and 2.4 gigahertz. And you also have a network protocol which is provided by the Vodafone, and there are many the service provider companies where they can. These are all the paid services. The other area, there is IoT, a service provider, where they procure the sensors from IoT sensors company. They ensure that that meets the requirement when they develop application. And then because the sensors company, they give us sensors hardware along with the SDK, which is, we call it API. Over API, we write something called a wrapper or a library, where we ensure that two ways communication is met. So to manage the sensors, we build a middleware, or we build a IoT, a gateway, where we put it on the cloud. Any question at this stage?
No, sir. I mean, we have been part of few IoT project ourselves as well. So I mean, technical it's yeah, it's something that we can relate to. It's okay. Yeah, we are good.
Okay. So what I have been doing here, I have partnered with IoT hardware company, so that anything goes with the API or hardware, we get a support. Where when I procured the sensors from US, I had a problem with their SDK, which we finally fixed it at our end. Their SDK, which came to us. So and then we build a IoT middleware. So IoT middleware can go over a cloud, or IoT middleware can go on the on premises. That should have a various function. One typically, the lowermost is a data staging layer over what we call a adapter layer. The lowermost is an adapter layer, where we build a wrapper so that we can communicate with the sensor API, and over we build a data staging layer. Then we build a device management layer, we build an angel layer, we build a notification layer. This is what is a middleware stacks. And middleware stacks is typically separated out from a business application layer. So for example, if you are building a smart building, smart health, or any any smart solution, that separates out from a middleware, that can reside on a cloud, or that can reside on the premises, and that should have a capability to read, to have a two-ways communication with all the sensors which are deployed, and which is deployed and which are connected to the network. So that is why I have partnered separately with IoT service provider company, where they are very strong in a smart city solution, smart building. This is what they have. And if you look at on the left side, they have a smart building solution, a smart health. Then they have a solar monitoring, they have a container monitoring, they also have a warehouse management. and they also have a solid waste management. All these your solution will again come with a different kind of sensors. It's not the similar sensors, and there all these sensors comes with a different kind of vendor specified protocol. So all these solutions they have, which the data which is going over a cloud, either it can be pushed through, as I said, through paid services, or either through paid through a GPRS. And that on the cloud you have a device management layer to manage all the sensors in a real time, where they can manage whether the sensors are working or not. And then when you look at a sensors, when typically what happens when you deploy a sensors on a network, it starts pushing a data at the same time. So you need a real-time TAMP along with the data, so that you build a queue so that it goes to a layer where it can directly refresh to your user interface. You don't need to go to your data store, so that you ensure that you don't lose a timestamp. So this is what they are showing, a cloud platform stacks which they have, and the web application, mobile app, and analytics. These are all, I think, if you have worked in IoT, this the architecture is called a stream computing architecture.
Okay, yeah.
And there is an architecture that is there in a big data is called a lambda architecture. That when you plug in a sensors, which is an unstructured or a structured data, and that goes directly to a stream computing architecture, and you build a real-time analytics along with other data which you bring in for the data analysis.
Okay, yeah.
This makes sense?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
If you look at the next slide, it's on smart city.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, let me go back to health board. Health board requirement, what I have read, that they want IoT guys to have a capability to network, to connect all wearable devices along with any building maintenance. I think they will have a lot of sensors, which I already have down the slide. I think along with the wearable device, IoT guys should have a capability to connect all these devices to their network, where they can manage these devices in real time, as well as have the analytics in place.
Yep, that's a requirement.
Yeah. So I think the deck covers this IoT service provider company. They already are a very focused company, and they are doing a smart building, smart lighting, smart bus, smart the transportation, smart agriculture. So we can have a outdoor indoor. For example, for outdoor indoor. The tracking, the indoor for indoor, mostly the latitude and longitude values don't work. The GPS data don't work very strongly. It works only outdoor. So you need a GPS enabled a system, devices where you can plug it with the transportation systems, where you got exact longitude and latitude, where you can port this data on a way location, you bring it on a map, and that data you bring it on a cloud. That's how you look at tracking transportation. You're bringing on any safety or a measurement. Whereas indoor tracking we do with the RF based sensors, which are designed basically on typically they are designed on 900 megahertz, And if you need a very precise location of object, and if you want to track an object, then you require sensors which is designed on 2.4 gigahertz.
Right.
So I'll move on to next slide, which I think the health board will also be looking for, because they also need something to manage on the on mostly on the business operation efficiency. They want the sensors to be up running all the time. So this capability already this company has.
Okay.
Let me move on to the next slide, which is focused very on healthcare. Typically today, you can buy a wearable devices to read your even a blood sugar. You can have a cup the BMI index data, including your blood sugar, which is meant to track your basic parameters that is required for healthcare. Even patients, they add a band on their hand to track a patient location.
Okay.
So these wearable devices have either a rechargeable low energy battery, and that should have a capability of the connectivity of wearable devices to the network, and from the network it should push a data to a cloud, either to a cloud or to the server.
Right.
So typically in this example, they are showing that their wearable devices is paired with the mobile phone. It's paired with a mobile phone through a Bluetooth.
Okay.
So this can either be a Bluetooth or this can be a Wi-Fi even.
Okay.
And once this is with the application, you have the background process running, which will take this data and push it to the cloud in any form. It can go a flat file, it can be a PDF file, any file.
Yep. Okay.
Sensor data alone cannot push to a cloud. You need a background process. So background process either on a phone or on an application, you should have that capability to read that data through either from a Bluetooth or if it's paired.
Yep. Yeah, understood. That's.
Anand, is there? I mean, we understand how this works essentially, but is there specific devices you already worked with, or if there's a solution that the health board already has, you're able to integrate to it? Is there something that we should watch out for, or any hardware that they have you can integrate? Oh, he's gone offline. Oh, he's back.
Screen share.
Hello? Anand?
Yeah, are you guys there?
Yeah, we are.
I was just asking you a question. Okay, with the hardware devices, if the health board already has their own hardware devices, are you able to integrate with them, or do you have certain requirements that they have, that the device needs to have before you can integrate with it?
Okay, let's go to the typically IoT services provider. They can they can work on the topology, because if they are work on SCADA, what happens with the devices that should have the capability to push a data to anywhere. If it's a shorter distance, they can come up with a node which can be used as a gateway, and that gateway can transmit the data over the cloud. So that will require an additional piece of hardware and a network services that will help them to connect all the devices which they already have. Otherwise, we have, I have added a slide 9. If you look at a slide, if you look at a slide 8. If you look at a slide 8, if you look at slide 8 with Jack shared, I partnered with the IoT centric, this is embedded system design company, where they are very strong in RTOS and they are very strong in hardware. So they already cover all the communication and data protocol, which is typically used across industries. And they are already in the space of all the possibilities of the industrial solution, including home automations. So it's a lookout. It's a lookout for IoT, the service provider, to how they will integrate, to ensure how they will connect all these sensors or the devices they already have, and they can bring it to a network and help them to establish a network as well as to manage the end node. End node can be any sensors.
Okay.
IoT typically the service provider company, they should have this expertise to manage all kind of sensors. For example, deck 6, you go to slide 6. It is on energy management solution.
Okay, sure.
If you can see, all the building appliances, meters, smart meters, even your backup generator, UPS, all these are smart enabled equipment. These are connected to a network, and that is going again through a gateway. Again, it is the same architecture where the data is again read, and it gone to a cloud, and from there you have a firewall, and that go on and connect to the server. So whatever the scope of the requirement they come up with, or they share with us, we can certainly help them to meet or to integrate all IIoT and IoT needs.
Okay, sure. I think you basically understand how this works. Unless anyone has any questions.
Benson, just a question. I mean, because we have in the second or third slide, and there's also mentioned about, different smart, smart building, smart bus, smart agriculture, and so on. So would you need, would we need some use cases, actual implemented use cases for that, just in case, like if they ask, maybe not in slide, at least for us to talk through? Would you think that is needed? That would be needed because
I think it's
especially on
needed right now.
Go to
But-
slide.
I would say the smart city one would kind of be needed to show that the capability of the IoT is quite strong. And the healthcare case study would definitely show that we have experience in healthcare for IoT. So maybe these two.
Let me send you a separate set, a couple of slides if you're focusing on smart city. This is Dix7 this company has on e-metering, which is a smart meter. A smart city is you're looking at outdoor and indoor, both connected and collaborated with through the network. So you need each pieces. If you're looking at a smart meter solution, a smart meter typically they are all connected to wide area network, and a smart meter should have the capability of two ways transmission of data to the service provider, to the basically what you have energy provider company, and
Sure.
then there you should have a capability to cover if to connect every household where the meter is installed, and likewise they have a capability of smart grid where they transmit a power.
I'm just wondering if there is a case study that they've already created that we can put into the deck and explain, because this sounds a bit hypothetical at the moment. Like, is there actual case study we can put in?
Okay, let me share with you. I'll say share it with Sagar. Just give me some time. I'll share a few case studies on smart city which you can add. But then overall, when you're looking at 40 minutes presentation, I think that 10 minutes or less than 10 minutes, we shall focus on IoT.
Yeah. Yep, definitely. But it'll be good to have those case studies
Yes.
so that we can figure out how to best present ourselves as a consulting to them.
I'll share it, Benson,
Yeah.
in just 10 minutes, next 10 minutes to you.
Yeah, the Benson, what I just said, that we should convey this message to them that we have a partner with IoT service provider company as well as a sensors company where they can meet their hardware requirement, as well as we can help them to deploy their current systems and bring it all on the network.
Okay, understood. Yeah.
Okay. So shall we wrap up?
Yeah, I think
Yes.
we are good with this.
Raza, anything else?
Thenapan, Benson, Kwan.
Not
and-
something.
Yeah, I'm
Not-
just thinking, is there anything else we would need to?
Okay.
I think we are good for now. Yeah, Benson?
So one more thing, Sagar,
Yep.
how we are strong in a content management life cycle and the UX design?
Very well. Like Zencode has one of his their expertise on it.
Okay, great. Because that is what is they have really highlighted very much. They are very much need a strong team to build this.
Yeah, I mean, for that, at least we can show local, case studies itself. We have a good amount of local case studies that they can easily relate to. So I think we should be good on that front.
Okay, great. And then the rest we can add from the Accuse deck and this deck. And I'll share you a couple of use cases on the in IoT.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think we can meet. We can have a good 40 minutes session with them.
Yes, definitely.
Should we also add something on the compliances that we have already confirmed and committed to meet their requirement? Because we are not BS 7799 certified company, but then anything that has to be deployed or where they release a build or bringing a new system that has to be compliant with their it's called ISO 27001, I believe.
Yeah, we can definitely add that in.
It's more on the processes. We are very strong, but then we have not mentioned anywhere.
Yeah, certification is.
No. Raza, I've been with the CMM5 level company, and I've worked extensively in the process area. So I know exactly what they are looking out for. But then say that we can at least have not on a deck. We can at least mention that we can meet their we can help meet all process compliances.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Sure. I mean, that's not a problem. We can put that in. You can
Yes.
send us a compliance slide, then we can add that in.
Are there anything else?
No, not at all. So Benson, let's wrap up this and start creating the presentation panel deck. I mean, till the we do have very short time on that.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Benson. Thanks, Kwan.
Okay.
Thanks, Sanapan. Thanks, Raja. Thanks, Anandji. Bye bye. Take care.
Everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Anandji, I'll wait for your mail.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Yeah, bye.